Will I grow it again? Yes, I think I will, especially if you're trying to live a bit more self-sufficient and perhaps even provide some feed for your animals, whether you have pigs or chickens or rabbits, whatever other animals you may have, you can use this as a fodder feed as well if you don't happen to like the taste. So definitely I think they are worth giving a go in your garden. Good morning and welcome to the garden. Well, today I've got a pretty special job to do because we actually had a bit of a heavy frost this morning and I haven't finished harvesting all of my fig leaf gourds from the vine behind me. There are still quite a few on there and the frost looks like it has damaged part of the vine, but I think most of the fruits, or all of the fruits, hopefully, are all okay. So today's job is to get behind me and harvest the rest of the fig leaf gourds on the vine and to bring them in the house so we can enjoy them in the kitchen. But I think I'm probably going to need a wheelbarrow or a wagon for this job because there's quite a few on the vine and some of them are pretty big. The fig leaf gourd is native to Latin America, and it's said that its name, the fig leaf gourd, was given to it because its leaves do look similar to those of a fig tree. The plant is also known as a chilacayote or a shark fin melon. And the reason why it could be known as a shark fin melon is because the fruit is also used as a substitute in shark fin soup. They can grow pretty big, and this one here is really only a baby one. However, I found that this is a good size to harvest. It's not too big. I find it a bit more less stringy inside when you cut it open at this size. If you let it grow to a bigger size, you can still eat it. However, I don't think it tastes as nice, and we often feed it to the animals when it gets to a bigger size. So this small size works well for the kitchen. Isn't it pretty? With the green and white stripes. When you harvest the fig leaf gourd at a smaller size, you can use it as a vegetable, and we like to cook it in with soups or stews and curries. I found that it doesn't really have a strong flavour. It tends to take on the flavour of whatever you're cooking, just like a choco. When you're picking the fig leaf gourds, you can just pick them with your hands. You don't need scissors or snips. However, I've found that sometimes you can end up damaging where the stem comes out of the fruit. So I've got some scissors today, and I'm just cutting just above the stem, just like that. They're not like a pumpkin where you need to give them a large amount of stem. Just like that is fine. The fruits are absolutely beautiful, and they kind of look like a watermelon with their green and white stripes, and the young fruits almost have a bit of a fuzzy feeling on the outside. It's really cool. This one has had some aphids on it. Although it doesn't look like a whole lot of damage, I can still see the aphids, and I actually just nicked it with the scissors. So this won't store as well as the other ones. I'll probably have to use this first. You can also use the fig leaf gourd to make jellies and sweets. I haven't done this personally. Apparently it's quite a long process where you have to boil down the pulp and do this several times. It's quite a process, so I haven't given it a go myself, but apparently it is very, very sweet. The fig leaf gourd is rich in antioxidants, and it is packed full of nutrients as well. You can roast the seeds of the fig leaf gourd and eat them like a snack, but interestingly, a traditional use of the fig leaf gourd or the chilacayote, the seeds were actually used as a remedy to deal with tapeworms and parasites. It's a good little one. The vine is extremely vigorous and can grow to 15 meters long. I didn't know that when I planted the seeds originally, and I did plant a few plants here, so that's why it has taken over my garden so well. fantastic thing about the fig leaf gourd plant is that not only are the fruits edible, but the seeds and the young leaves are edible as well, which makes this a pretty fantastic plant. This is a huge one. Check that out. That was pretty difficult to cut through the stem. I think some garden snips would have been a bit easier, but look at that. That has to be at least, I'd say, 2 kilos right there. Huge. We planted the seeds for this in spring. We had an incredibly hot summer, and the plants kind of just sat in the garden bed, not really doing much. And I actually thought that they were duds and they weren't going to grow. And they continued to sit like that throughout the summer. However, once the heat of the summer passed and we moved into autumn, the vine absolutely took off, and it really took over this portion of the veggie garden. I've got 2 here that are quite big, and I don't have my scissors anymore, so they may be a bit tricky to harvest by hand. I'll see how I go. Oh, that was pretty easy. It's a good size one. Got a bit of weight to it too. I've got a little one down here. Let me see if I can move the leaves and show you. Just down here. It's only small. I think I'll probably leave this for now, although we have been getting frosts. There's a fair bit of coverage on the ground here with the leaves and some weeds. So I think I'll leave it and see if it can grow a bit bigger. If not, then at least I've tried, but I'll try and cover it up a little bit with some leaves. I do have a couple of other smaller ones growing that I'm going to leave as well. I've got lots in the wagon here, and the ones that I've left, we do still have a fair bit of vine coverage, so hopefully that will protect them from the frost. I'll come out again tomorrow and see how they're looking after we've had another frost. Well, this is our wagon of fig leaf gourd. I do prefer growing them on the trellis because I find that they are damaged less. The ones that we grew running along the ground, you can see there's some dirt, and the fruit would probably have more of a chance of rotting and getting affected by bugs. So I do prefer them to grow on the trellis, and one of the reasons why I love growing them on the trellis is that they can hold their weight of the fruit. Unlike some melons, when you're growing them on vines, you do have to support the fruit as the melon gets bigger. Whereas with these guys, I didn't have a single one drop off the vine because of the weight. So that is excellent. They take up less space when you're growing them on the trellis, and they're just so pretty watching them take over a fence. I am curious to see how much this is in kilos, because when I'm pulling the wagon, it is pretty heavy. So I will take this inside and weigh it, and I will make sure I write the weight of the fruits in the video. Now, this is my first time growing this. However, I've read that they can store for up to a year. So I've got a shelf inside to put them on. I think I'll keep them near my butternut pumpkins, and I will see how long they store for, and I will keep you updated in a different video. But so far, I really love this vine. It is extremely vigorous. It is a perennial in certain climates. In my climate, because we do get frosts, apparently it is an annual. So I will see how the vine goes throughout the winter, and if it can survive the frosts. Apparently it is even more vigorous in its second and third year. So I'll see how we go, and I'll keep you all updated. But I'm pretty happy with the harvest. We have harvested more than this as well. This is just what I've got here. I've been feeding some to the rabbits. We've already eaten some, so I've been able to harvest a lot from the vines, and we really only got about half a season worth because summer was really, really hot. So it was just towards the end of summer and in autumn that they actually really started booming. So This is really cool. I love it. If you would like to learn more about the fig leaf gourd, let me know in the comments and I will do another video on it when I plant them again in spring, and give you a bit more information on how you can grow them in your garden as well. But will I grow it again? Yes, I think I will, especially if you're trying to live a bit more self-sufficient and perhaps even provide some feed for your animals, whether you have pigs or chickens or rabbits, whatever other animals you may have, you can use this as a fodder feed as well if you don't happen to like the taste. So definitely I think they are worth giving a go in your garden, keeping in mind they do take up a fair bit of space. But if you would like to find out some more about the fig leaf gourd, feel free to write a question below in the comments. And if you would like to learn more, let me know and I'll be happy to do another video on it. Cool, well, I'm going to take these inside now and give them a bit of a wipe down before I store them on the shelf. I'll weigh them and I will write that number down below. And I'm excited to grow them again next season. But in the meantime, I hope this video was helpful and encouraging for you. I hope you all can get out into your gardens today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure that you give it a like, share it around and subscribe, as that's going to help my channel out a lot. And I really want to try and encourage people to start growing a garden and just share how easy it really is to get out and learn those skills. Well, I hope I can encourage you all to get into your gardens today to plant some seeds, plant some plants, grow some food, and try and be a bit more self-sufficient. But until then, I will see you all next time. Bye! Wow, that's got some weight.